How come the 11-year-old couldn't go to the pirate movie? Because it was rated R.
Hello everybody. Tonight I am going to be showing you my medical kit. I have this medical kit organized and ready in case emergency happens. Like I said in my last video, you never know what and when is going to happen. Emergency medical situations where you're not able to get to a doctor or a hospital. I want to be prepared, and I want to be able to take care of myself and or my family and or anybody else who may need it. Again, anything in this world can happen, scary things. There's a lot of things that are going on in this world that we don't know about, that people generally don't know about and aren't prepared for, and I want to start being prepared. I've just started learning about all of these things. I just started feeling like I need to be prepared. So I'm just starting off. I do work in the medical field. I put food on the table by being a respiratory therapist. That's how I make my money. So I know a little bit about the medical field, and I know a little bit about how to take care of people. So I think that that's kind of a really good trade to know in case a situation like this does happen. So I want to apologize to everybody beforehand if my flash goes off. My phone keeps overheating, and that's what I'm filming this with. So if that happens, my flash will go off. I apologize. Let me get started and just show you guys what I have here. I'm going to start in the back. Oh, there goes my flash. Okay, so I'm going to start in the back with the basics here. Perforated dressing cover, retention tape, wounds, sores, things like that. And it's perforated, so therefore it breathes, which is fantastic. All-purpose sponges. Now, I do work in the medical field, so I have some access to things that you may or may not see in a regular grocery store or drugstore. I'm sure that you can get these in places if you looked. Right here is a first aid spray. This is a cooling and pain and itching relief for burns, cuts, scrapes, insect bites. And I have been using it on my little comedian that told us our ARG joke because he got a sunburn yesterday. Yes, I'm Mother of the Year award. I have the Mother of the Year award. I did have sunscreen on him, but apparently it didn't work. So that has given him a lot of relief, I will say. Also, to help his relief, to help his burn, I've been giving him some burn relief gel, lidocaine, and hydrochloride. Kind of numbs it a little bit. So this is another essential thing that you should really have. Hydrogen peroxide, we know about that. That's kind of a basic household item. Now, I will say that I have some items that I keep at home that are only for home use. And then I have these items, which I'm showing you, that are all packed in a bag that can be taken quickly if we need to leave the house, if there's a situation where we need to leave the house. So let's see, we've got ChloraPrep, One Steps. They use these usually to start IVs or to draw blood. It's basically a disinfectant. You rub it on there, you break it open, you open it up, and there's this little chamber in there that's got the disinfectant in there, and you break it open and clean the skin before you break the skin. Alcohol can be used for the same thing. This right here is a survival blanket. Now, the survival blanket I got just in case. There's a prepper store near me that has a bunch of things that were pretty helpful, and I've got a couple of things from there. But anyway, this blanket right here is for cold weather. If you're stuck somewhere in the elements and you need to stay warm and protected, this will do it for you. It reflects 90% of your body heat. It's windproof and waterproof. And I got one big enough that I can snuggle with my kids in there if I need to, if necessary. Let's see, here I have iodine swabs. Iodine swabs they usually use pre-surgery to clean a patient off, make everything very antiseptic. It's a pre-op thing, but it can definitely be used to disinfect things, obviously not in an operation. Let's see, normal saline, flush out wounds, flush out debris, things like that you can do with this. It is sterile, normal saline. Basic Band-Aids. We all know what those are for. These right here are Steri-Strips. It's kind of like a step up from a Band-Aid, like if you have something open and you have to put a dressing on it, or it kind of closes up the skin. I'm not a huge fan of Steri-Strips because they don't stick very well, in my opinion. I used them before when I had an open cut. It's a reinforced skin closure, so good thing to have, though. This right here is awesome. This is basically super glue for the skin. It's Dermabond Advanced. They use this post-surgery to help close wounds. It's basically super glue for the skin. So you have an open wound and you need to close it up without using stitches. This is your stuff. Tape, basic wound tape. It's a silk tape. Right here we've got a bandage, Ace bandage. We got a bigger one, for sprained ankles or to stabilize broken bones. And then I've got a little one right here. Sanny hands. Got to sanitize your hands in case you're somewhere and you need to be working on somebody and you don't have anything else. Good thing to clean your hands. Tongue depressors. Like I said, I got a lot of things that maybe not everybody has in their basic kit. But tongue depressor, check for strep throat, thrush of the mouth, things like that. Gloves. These are clean gloves, not a antiseptic glove. Like they have, they're not completely sterile, is what I'm trying to say. These babies right here are completely sterile gloves. Latex powdered surgical gloves, very sterile, so you can touch anything with those. Yes, Mr. Assistant, how can I help you?
Can I show these pictures after?
Sure.
Yes.
Sure. My assistant has some pictures to show.
And if you don't know the superheroes, I'll just tell you the names.
Okay. So, bug spray. Yeah, I left the price tag on there. Sorry. I also got this at that prepper store. It's an insect repellent in case you're out in the elements and you need to get rid of the mosquitoes and bugs, because who wants that? Because they carry disease. So, it's good to protect yourself against that. Okay, let's see here. Orajel for a toothache. Always good to have if you're somewhere. This right here is an eye antibiotic cream. So if you have an eye infection, any kind of eye trauma or injury, good prophylactic type thing to have if you need it. This right here, fluticasone, which is a steroidal cream that's good for inflammation, rashes, things like that, out in the elements that you may come across. It's very good it's a very good anti-inflammatory. Vaseline, basic skin protectant. Anybody can get that anywhere. We have a triple antibiotic ointment. It's a antibiotic ointment cream, which is good for cuts and wounds. It's just like Neosporin, cheaper version. Again, one of the things I'm trying to do in life is save some money and give myself a little cushion. So we're getting the off brands instead of the name brands. Hydrocortisone, anti-itch cream. We've got some burn relief gel, which I have also used on my little assistant over here because he has a bad sunburn. This right here is like a padded dressing. It's called a multiplex, good for dressing for wounds and things like that. Vicks Vapor Rub, because if you've got a cold and you can't breathe, that's always a good thing. Albuterol, again, because sometimes you can't breathe, and if you can't breathe, what can you do? Can't even sustain life without breathing. And you know what? Another little tidbit is that albuterol is useful, and it has been used before in my personal experiences in the emergency room for hyperkalemia, which is an increased or high potassium level, and larger amounts of albuterol, via inhalation or injection can bring down that potassium level. Potassium level is very important for your heart function, and a high or low potassium level can cause a lot of cardiac arrhythmias, heart attack, things like that. Here's the basic thing: daytime, nighttime, cold medicine. Never know if you're out in the wild and if you're out in the wild, sorry, it's kind of a silly term, but if you're out in the elements and you're gonna need something, that's a good thing to have. This right here is Tamiflu. This is something that they prescribed my children too much of it, and so I kept some, and it is good until 2017. So I've got this for a couple of years. Tamiflu is obviously for the flu, to ease the symptoms and to expedite the healing from the flu. Magnesium, again, another great thing for cardiac issues. If your body is low on magnesium, you will have heart arrhythmias. You will have you can have palpitations, fainting, dizziness, things like that. If you're having issues with your heart, this right here, great. I have in the past had a lot of issues with heart palpitations. I started taking the magnesium, and it really took care of the problem. So it's just great. This right here, it's non-invasive. It's over the counter. It's something you can get easily. Allergy relief. I have kids, so I've got the kids version. I do also have an adult version. Thermometer. If you have a fever, you can diagnose that fever. And ta-da, some aspirin, which again, great for the heart if somebody's having a heart attack. Chest pains, symptoms of a heart attack, aspirin is one of the prime things that you give in event of that. I know in respiratory school, when we were taking advanced cardiac life support, there is a thing called MONA, which is all the things that you give in with a sign of ischemia, heart attack. Honey, sit down because you're blocking the light, okay? Thank you. MONA includes morphine, it includes aspirin, it includes oxygen and nitric, which can help things like that. I'm not going to get into too much into the medical jargon of this, but morphine, oxygen, nitrate, and aspirin. That's what MONA stands for. Gauze strip.
Can I get to my turn?
Not yet. Gauze strip, same thing for wounds. Right here is Tagaderm. It's a wound dressing, a wound protector. Also something good to hold IVs in place if you're going to need something like that. And mind you, I do have things available to start IVs in case that were a situation. I hope I'm never in that situation, but if I am, there's the Tagaderm. Also good for waterproof dressing change to help things stick onto the skin. And then that brings me to I don't have all of my items out, but here are syringes and needles. And if you need to give, for example, the albuterol as an injection or some lidocaine, I have some lidocaine for an injection. Lidocaine, which is an local anesthetic. So I have that if is needed. Now, here's one of my purchases that I did purchase from that prepping store I told you about, and this is a surgical set. Now, my thought of this is if you're somewhere and you fall and you get a gash that needs stitches and you're bleeding profusely, what are you going to do? So, I've got the skin super glue. But if that's not enough, I really wanted to be prepared. I think I got this for, oh look, the price tag's still on it. I got this for $31 at the prep store. And it's got your hemostats, it's got scissors, tweezers, scalpel handle, scalpel blades, suture set, needle, alcohol wipes, a pen light, 2 BZK wipes. Not sure what that is. I'm going to assume that it's like a sterile antiseptic kind of wipe. I'm not sure. And then I have here a suture removal kit, because if you put them in, you got to take them out, right? And this is pretty simple. It is, excuse me, I'm going to try to zoom in on this here. What do we have? I can't zoom in on it. I'm just going to tell you guys. There are scissors and forceps in there, and gauze pads if you want to take out your stitches. This, I think, covers what I have for now. I'm still working on this. I really want this to be kind of an advanced medical kit because I have so much interest in medical stuff. I'm really kind of into this, and I'm really kind of geeking out on all the medical supplies. So I want to try to get as much together as possible, because not only do I want to be able to help my family, but I want to utilize my skills in a case where skills may need to be utilized, where, like I said, I read that book 1 second after, and it's like they keep all the important people close, like the doctor who knows how to treat people. That I'm not a doctor, but I do know a thing or two about a thing or two in the medical field. So I want to make sure that I could utilize my knowledge and my skills. Okay. I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope that you will like and subscribe to my videos. My assistant really, really wants to leave a message, so let's hear it.
I hope you guys know these superheroes. You have Pirate, Punisher, and the original Punisher. Pirate Daredevil and normal Daredevil.
Okay.
I did get a little off with the horns.
Okay.
Because they're a little smaller on his suit. Pirate Spider-Man, which has like web-slinging guns, and normal Spider-Man.
Okay.
Normal Spider-Man. Pirate Power Man, a.k.a. Luke Cage, and original Power Man. Pirate Iron Fist and original Iron Fist. Pirate Deadpool from Ultimate Deadpool and original Deadpool. Pirate Galactus and Galactus. And Pirate Ant-Man and Ant-Man.
Great. Now look at the camera and say, please like and subscribe our videos.
Do I have to?
Yes, please.
Please like and subscribe our videos.
Goodbye. Goodbye.